Yeah, hello. In this video, I'm going to explain the LTMC and the BDC. So BDC is nothing but this is a on top of SSDB recording. Okay, LSMW is a simple legacy migration workbench program that migrates the data. BDC is not just for migration; it is always recording a process, then creating a ABAP code on top of it. So basically, when you go to SSDB, you have an option to record the steps. After that, you don't need to create a you don't need to create a LSMW on top of it. You have an option to create a ABAP program on top of that recording. So that ABAP program gives you more flexibility and you can add multiple functionality of those repeated steps. Okay. So and BDC is limited. You can have just less than 1000 records per session because BDC recorded by someone else and the ABAP program created on top of it created by someone else. So SAP given a limit and BDC is very helpful basically when it comes to LSMW. See, we can't able to record all the fields sometimes we know, right? But when you record whatever possible, after that using code you can extend the additional fields, the fields which are not captured while recording. Okay, so this is a very helpful thing and advantage also. Basically in data migration they will ask in interview also they will ask BDC how BDC will work and what is the purpose of BDC. BDC is why BDC has an advantage because of this ABAP functionality. LSMW is a fixed flow. If recording is not working, then we need to prefer the idocs or some other approach. Some are creating a customized LTMC, any other approach. But BDC is different. Even recording won't work perfectly. You can upgrade the recording. By using recording, you can create the ABAP program on top of it. Coming to S4HANA. See, this is the see LSMW is coming from SAP. It is there from ECC period itself. In S4HANA, once S4HANA came, S4HANA SAP officially given this is a suggested everyone use LTMC as a migration instead of LSMW. Okay, so SAP itself is saying means it is very fast. It is going to have more functionality. It is going to have more objects already. So many things are already available. The main advantage is we already have so many objects available. So many, literally so many objects are already available. In a data migration project, almost all of the objects are already available in the data migrate your app. Okay, you just need to import your object inside your custom project, then use it for yourself. Okay, so one thing is we have two approaches loading LTMC. Okay, one is staging tables, another one is file based. In file based, we upload data to XMLs, then we load data via that file. And another one is we import the SAP GUI tables called technical tables. So whenever object is created, we will be able to see the technical table name of each structure. Okay, we just need to import those tables into BODS or else SQL developer, then insert data into those tables and proceed the further steps like processing, mapping the steps and simulate data. Okay, so that is one approach. Instead, if we feel our updating technical tables is little complicated and we don't want to do that, we can simply update the XML files and upload the XML files and proceed the same steps. Okay, and this is where S4HANA, we don't use LTMC T code in GUI, we use it in Fury. That is the reason most of the things happen in Fury and data directly goes to cloud itself. Like this latest S4HANA is available in cloud, not in on-prem. Anyone can access it, but it is available in secured connected containers inside cloud. So it can be upscaled based on infinitely can it can be upscaled infinitely, almost infinitely. See, based on our requirement, we can upscale. That there is going to be a charge, that is fine, but there is no limit. First of all, why in migration? So that is the very most advantage on top of this, and we have a LTMOM. See, whenever, like I said, we have almost all the objects, but there is a scenario the object might not be just missing the scenario that is mostly needed for a particular project. In that case, we can customize the object by adding G fields, G structures. Okay, we have a function module. We can import those function modules and connect to the function module, and we can define the rules whether we want to move the data from source to target, or we want to apply some ABAP code to get the value from other tables, or else we want to assign a fixed value, anything. And we can create a dependency with higher level objects. This functionality is there in LTMOM. So LTMOM, basically we call it as a modeler, used for modifying the LTMC object by adding customized structures or fields. And this is also important in interviews. Okay, and see, these technical level explanations, I'm going through a PPT, I know, but you understood what is LTMC, what is LSMW, you got more idea. This is mainly for beginners. If you guys need in-depth hands-on, you can reach out to me. I have already explained the staging tables approach in my channel. You can check those videos, or else if you want me to explain for a particular object, you can contact me, and I have given my details in channel. Another thing is coming to, this is the main final PPT. Okay, see which load approach we have to choose. When it comes to uh, loading initial data and we have a very less data, we don't have much issues with the data and the recording LSMW approaches are already working. We can proceed with the LSMW. Okay. See, the picking a load approach depends on volume of data and the complexity of that object and architecture. For example, while doing data migration, we have just 100 records and it is just doing some tweaks. The T code, all the T codes are already working. Proceeding with LSW is very easy. We don't need to reach out to the technical person itself. Okay. Coming to migration cockpit, this is officially recommended. LSNW, see LTMC. Okay. This is officially recommended and suggested by SAP itself. We can use this to load data. Okay. Migration, and this is, even LTMC is not suggested for updating recursive loads, but still we use update customer object, like customizing customer object. So instead of loading, we are using it for updates also. It is working actually, but SAP is not recommending that. But while doing initial loads for the mass data, LTMC is suggested. Okay. Yeah, coming to custom ABAP modeler. When requirements not reached, we want to do something else on top of existing object. We see, while loading material, the client is expecting some additional data into the system itself, some additional screens also to be updated. But those screens itself is not available in SAP itself. So we will ask technical person who is a ABAPer, They will develop the screens, they will develop the functions, they will develop the code. We just need to extend the existing material object to support that scenario in LTMOM. Okay, in that case we use migration as a modeler. Okay, after we load coming to APIs and web services. See, after we load data, uh, once ECC to S4HANA migration is done or some other system to S4HANA migration is done, when it comes to using the system in future, we don't use LTMC. These are very big processes. First of all, see, when new customer came, we don't use LTMC to create the business partner, right? We just go into the system and create the business partner, but we don't even go to BPT code and create the business partner, right? We have a APIs. APIs integrate with the backend SAP S4HANA system. When see API is nothing but when I click a switch, the bulb is going to glow, right? That is called an API functionality. So when a customer wants to create, he click, he opened the app, he created the account, he added something else into his cart. So these all things coming to the S4HANA system from API service, web services, and created data inside S4HANA system. Okay, this is called integration. So after go live, while doing business, we need this API integration because we don't expose the SAP GUI. Nobody wants to see SAP GUI first of all. SAP GUI or Fury app, nobody will understand the SAP system. The customer doesn't even want to understand the system. He don't want to understand the backend tables of so and so material, right? He just while doing business, he will communicate through APIs, and GUI will support that client, that customer using S4HANA as a system. So this communication will happen and data update will happen. So this is ongoing process, API and web services. Okay, and third party tools. When there are things that are not satisfied with any other approaches, like for example, in the initial phase, SAP BODS or Sinities are third party systems. We want to understand the data. We do data profile, we do cleansing operation. So we do um, SCD type 3. So we just want to understand how good data is so that we'll think about the migration. In that case, we use third party ETLs because as of now we don't have, but SAP already given us SAP Databricks in BDC. Those can be used, but those are too technicals. Most of the developers don't know how to use Databricks, especially SAP Databricks. So these third party tools still are in use. These are helpful in understanding data before proceeding for the load. Okay, this is what LSMW versus LTMC. When to pick what? This is not a technical video. Say when somebody asks you what is LSMW, what is LTMC, and what to choose, when to choose, like these, when you have this idea, you can easily explain to the people. Like basically, nobody asks about the technicality. Once you know this, they will think that you know the technical knowledge, because I will show hands-on video as well, and I will provide the resources for your help, for your better understanding. So those can be helpful to you. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.